Hey, first grade. Welcome to our first lesson in science this quarter. We're going to be talking about the Earth, Moon, and Sun. That's Miss Conley doing a crazy yoga pose with the moon. Today we're going to make some observations about the Earth, Moon, and Sun. We're going to also talk about maybe some questions that we might have, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them during this unit. Here are our vocabulary words. I'm going to say the word and you're going to repeat after me. Solar system, Earth, Sun, Moon, features, orbit. What is a solar system? Well, this picture right here is an example of a solar system. It has a sun and it has planets that go around the sun, or they orbit. We know what the Earth is. That's what we live on. The sun is a star that the Earth goes around, or it orbits. We know what the moon is. We see that every night, and we know that the moon changes. It doesn't always look the same. Features. That's describing something. And we just talked about what the word orbit means. Here are the questions that we will be asking ourselves at this unit. What do we know about the Earth, Moon, and Sun? What questions do we have? I'm going to go ahead and show you some images or some pictures, and we are going to talk about what we notice and maybe some questions that we might have. Let's talk about what are some good questions or some good comments that we can make when we're looking at pictures. You might talk about some things that you notice about the picture. You might talk about things that you might wonder about the picture. Here are some other questions that you might ask. Your questions might start off with what? What is that a picture of? It might start off with how. How does the Earth orbit the sun? You might also ask some questions in this category here. Maybe, can you clarify what the word orbit means? Or explain why the sun is so hot? You want to make sure that you're not asking questions that are just yes or no. Like, is the sun hot? Well, that would just be a yes or no question. And when you're asking those kinds of questions, you're not really thinking. But if you ask maybe, how is the sun so hot? That might be a question that you might actually have to think about. So when we're making comments about these pictures, make sure it's a question or a comment that we can really think about. Here is our first picture. You can go ahead and pause this video and have a conversation about it. Maybe something that you talked about was that you noticed that this was a picture of the Earth. Maybe you noticed that there is a picture of the moon in the background. Here's our next picture. You can go ahead and pause this video and have a conversation about what you noticed or what you wonder, or maybe some questions that you might have. Maybe something that you asked was, how did those craters get in the moon? Maybe you didn't know what the word crater meant. So you might say, can you clarify what the word crater means? Or how did those features get in the moon? Or maybe you didn't even know that was the moon, and you might have asked, what is that a picture of? Here's our next picture. Go ahead and pause this video and have a question about what you notice or wonder, or maybe some questions that you might have. Maybe a question might be, what is coming off of the sun? If you hadn't noticed, this is the sun, a picture of the sun. Maybe a question that you asked was, how hot is the sun? Now that we've had a chance to look at some pictures and to have some conversations, let's go and make an anchor chart on the questions that we have. What do we know about the Earth, Moon, or Sun? Or maybe what are some questions that we might have? Here's an anchor chart that Miss Conley has made. Here are some questions that we might have. How big is the Earth? That might be a question that I have. The moon, I might say, can you explain what the word crater means? For the sun, I might ask, explain why we need the sun. And we're going to get wild and crazy. And Miss Conley is going to go ahead and put her name in here. Let's see if the other first grade teachers can go ahead and add some questions that they came up with about the Earth, Moon, and Sun. All they have to do is type right in the slide because it's live. Here are some things that we can have a conversation about what we know. I know we live on the Earth. For the moon, I know the moon changes shape. And maybe for the sun, you might say, I know the sun is hot. And again, I'm going to go ahead and get wild and crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here because these are maybe some things that we came up with as a class. Maybe the other first grade teachers came up with some other things that their students already know about these topics. Okay, boys and girls, your assignment today is to talk to an adult about what you notice about the sun, moon, or earth today. So that means go ahead and walk outside with an adult and talk about what you might notice about the sun. How it feels, what it looks like, or maybe after dinner when it gets dark with an adult, you might want to go outside and take a look at the moon. Do you notice anything about the moon? Can you even see the moon? Okay, boys and girls,